I'm saying nobody needs to be insecure. That work in the criminal industrial complex, lawyers and judges and clerks and jailers and on, right? In the dubious warfare industry, in the financial services industry, okay? All these, so just a dramatically lower work week. What we're talking about is whatever is needed to get the job done. So the demand on the people working in these industries goes way down. So we can do other things, right, if we want with our time, because we do have a desire to serve. We don't want to be useless pustules, okay? That's abnormal. So, yeah, we're going to be jonesing for stuff to do, to be productive members of society, contributing our talents. So, I'm just saying, man. I don't know what's going to happen with this guaranteed basic income, but if Trump proposes it, maybe it'll fly. I see Ivanka Trump; she's mocking it, saying, "Oh no, well, people want to." Oh, yeah. Look. I mean, look. I've had a whole hell of a lot of experience, and I'm a whole hell of a lot more educated probably than Ivanka on this. If she's being honest, then she's not educated enough. Okay, she didn't read Adam Smith's book, The Wealth of Nations, and trying to really grasp, capitalism. Okay, and I have, and I know the difference between true capitalism and crony capitalism. Okay, and this ain't working. And I don't know, you tell me how it's going to end, this wealth imbalance, ever growing poverty. You tell me, ever growing social welfare system. What the hell? You know, good solid crime level that all the criminals induced by desperate poverty. We could. What's it worth to have a kinder, safer, gentler society in terms of dollars? I mean, it's insanity what we're tolerating. Absolute insanity. God Almighty, help us. So I was talking recently about my burning desire to go out and fill potholes in my neighborhood, and you know what? For about $100, I got everything. Less than $100, I went to Home Depot and got everything I needed. I've got my safety cone. I got a safety vest, orange cone, orange vest. I got a bright yellow hard hat, and I got a tamper, what they call for packing the. That was the most expensive item. It was like $30 for tamping the material, this asphalt material. Now that stuff's expensive too. It's like concrete for a bag of cement is like $5 or something, but this stuff is $17 a bag. So, I don't know how much of that I'm going to be able to afford to contribute. We'll see what happens. I got to try my hand, but I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I've checked out the legalities, and apparently there's not much. You just got to watch your back out there, be safe, and that's what I intend to do. And try to time it, do it maybe an hour or two in the mornings and see what I can get done, but to try to time it where the traffic is light and stay out of the roadway. But I really want to do this thing. I really would feel good about contributing, and I'm having some cards made up, so if anybody's inquires what I'm doing out there, and I'll give them a card, and they can support at will if they want, but it's free. Pothole filling is what I'm doing, and just a contribution is what I want to do. It's selfish. I hate hitting potholes, and they're dangerous too, because what's happening is people are trying to straddle the potholes, right? So if you're on the right side of the road driving, remember there's pedestrians. At night, even when you're driving, your visibility isn't as good, especially if there's weather. There's pedestrians and bicyclists on the right side. So if you're trying to straddle those at night, those potholes, and you're on the right, it's very easy to have a collision. So it's a safety issue. So, yeah, I think this is an important thing. This is something I really want to do. I just feel really good about this. Yeah, and hey, maybe I'll make some bread at it. Maybe I can spend more time out there, and people appreciate it, and they reciprocate, and they prove their appreciation by sending me a few bucks. I don't expect big donations, but hey, somebody sends you 10, 20 bucks. I mean, what the hey, you know what I mean? I'll take it. Buy a couple bags of the material to pack the holes with. So I'm kind of happy about this. I'm excited. I decided against the PayPal thing because that just gets too complicated. I got to open a whole new segregated email account and all that. So I just don't want. I deal with my own emails very little as it is. I mean, I just find it stressful. So I go on my email. Some I've gotten worse and worse. I'll go on it every couple of months sometimes. So I got to go through hundreds of emails, and I just go on Facebook. Usually those are the only ones I'll save, and just go, try to leave a pleasant comment and like a few things, and that's it, so I don't use my email much, and I've got a Comcast email, and I've got a Gmail email, but I never even go on the Gmail email. God knows what's on there. I don't know what's going on with that, but I've got it. I don't check it. You notice the mainstream media is okay. They're okay to communicate with Assange and Twitters or tweets, whatever they're doing, because they were reporting on Assange. They said what he had to say, that he never talked to Roger Stone or something. They're allowed to have communications with Assange, but if Roger Stone should try to do it, that's a big fat crime. That's amoral. That's right in our faces. They're doing this stuff right in our faces, and we're like, we don't get it. But I think people do. They're starting to say, well, it is. It's totally like in your face hypocrisy, double standard, and they're making a mountain out of a molehill, and this is evil, and that there is deep state forces that are trying to drag Trump down from being effective, and they're haranguing and taking from him in any which way they can to make him ineffectual. Because Trump, I really still believe that he wants prosperity for America. I mean, but I don't know if he really is prepared for what it's going to take. I mean, it's going to take just doing what JFK did, man, taking over the Federal Reserve and saying, no, we're done. You're out of business. I'm signing a new executive order, and we're circulating a new currency. I mean, that's the kind of dramatic changes that we need. We need an entire reset of our economic values. I don't know what else is going to work without God's help, without literally like the return of Jesus, literal or metaphorical, something so unprecedented, okay, is what we really need for big changes. And I don't have a lot of faith in man, but I have faith in God. That's the only hope I have, okay, because I do hunger and thirst for righteousness to be the rule of the day on earth, at least fairness. If we're going to play this game we call capitalism, let's have rules that are fair, apply equally across the board for everybody. Let's have just slow, steady, gradual progress that benefit everybody, that allow all boats to rise with the tide of prosperity. On the other thing with this idiot Cohen, I mean, this guy is an attorney. That's a counselor, right? A lawyer. He's supposed to know the law and not allow his current asks about something, consults them for counsel. He's supposed to protect his client from breaking the law. Am I right? So look at this glaring inconsistency in what's going on here. It's nuts. Absolutely nuts. It's Cohen's fault. If he misled Trump and gave him bad counsel, bad advice, being the expert in the law, then that's on him. How in the hell is he going to pawn that off on Trump if say Trump broke the law and I broke it for him because he told me to? No, you're the guy that's supposed to protect him. Isn't that counselor? My gosh, what in the hell is wrong with us? This colon cancer is a big concern. That'd be a horrible disease to get. And a thought came to mind that, avoid eating too much meat. you don't want a lot of meat on meat contact. And you know, your guts, your intestines are meat kind of. So you want to watch that stuff sitting in there for too long. That's what can cause festering and rotting and cancer, right? So just a little friendly advice.